Jim Cameron's crazy.
Brett Huntley, David Brinkman, John Chen, Tom Brokaw.
Tonight, admitting addiction. He's a congressman, a Kennedy. He crashed his car on Capitol Hill, and tonight he's going back to rehab.
But I do know enough that I know that I need help.
And the question, did Patrick Kennedy get special treatment from police? CIA shakeup, a surprise announcement in the Oval Office. Why is Porter Goss out as CIA director in the middle of a U.S. war on terror? The economy, news tonight about jobs and what the new crop of college grads can expect at the entry level. And beating the odds. Doctors told him he'd never walk again, but he's not letting that keep him away from the Kentucky Derby.
From NBC News World Headquarters in New York, this is NBC Nightly News with Brian Williams.
Good evening. Tonight here we are covering two major stories. Both of them broke this afternoon in Washington, where first we learned of the resignation of the head of the CIA. Porter Goss is out in a hastily planned announcement, while the job of CIA director is not what it once was. Tonight, no immediate word on a successor, and we'll have more in our reporting in just a moment. This afternoon, we also learned that Congressman Patrick Kennedy, nephew of President John F. Kennedy, son of Senator Edward Kennedy, is checking himself into rehab at the Mayo Clinic. This news follows a strange and at first unexplained early morning car accident in Washington, which the Rhode Island congressman says he does not remember. Congressman Kennedy's announcement today was dramatic and it was personal. In Washington today, the hastily arranged announcement that Porter Goss will no longer be running the Central Intelligence Agency. Officially, this is being called a resignation. Others insist it was something different. We're joined now by NBC News Chief Foreign Affairs Correspondent Andrea Mitchell in our Washington bureau. And tonight, David, thanks. In Iraq, we learned today 3 more American soldiers were killed. Here, when NBC Nightly News continues here this Friday night, NBC News in depth this evening, today's new job numbers and why it's a bull market for college grads this season. We'll tell you why. And later, a horse trainer going for glory at the Kentucky Derby, why this run for the Roses is so inspiring to so many.
8/7 Central.
We're back now with NBC News in depth tonight, the economy and jobs, and a report out today that had some good news amidst the disappointing. The Labor Department added 138,000 jobs in April, weaker than analysts had expected. The unemployment rate held steady at 4.7%. But as NBC News chief financial correspondent Ann Thompson tells us tonight, if you look a bit closer, there was some good news inside that jobs report.
The silver lining in today's jobs report is about what workers earn. Helped by the addition of high-paying manufacturing jobs, wages jumped 0.5% in April and are up nearly 4% over the past year, the largest 12-month gain since August 2001.
Wages are rising, hours are going up. So all of that suggests that we're still looking at a pretty good labor market. So, no, I don't think businesses are losing confidence, at least not yet.
The beneficiaries of the good news in the labor market are this year's college grads. One survey finds businesses plan to increase their hiring of grads by almost 14%.
The National Association of Colleges and Employers says the opportunities for the class of 2006 are across the economy, manufacturing, service businesses, government and nonprofit agencies, and across the country. From Boston College,
they're coming out with an advantage. They're very bright, they're well educated, and most of them have good practical skills through internships.
To UCLA.
We're seeing a lot stronger interest from the financial services industry and management consulting firms.
Dan Black heads college recruiting for the accounting firm Ernst & Young. He's hiring some 3,300 grads this year, an 18% increase over a year ago.
Most of the candidates that I see now have 2, 3, 5 offers because there's certain skill sets that are very sought after right now in the business world.
Boston College senior Matt Berger is going to be a bond trader, a job he landed in October. A far different experience from what other seniors found in the last 5 years.
The job market has changed significantly.
people, friends of mine, myself, we've had more jobs available to us.
The college senior graduating with a strong skill set, a hot commodity in today's labor market. Ann Thompson, NBC News, New York.
Wall Street loved today's jobs news. It gave investors an indication that the economy is not overheating and interest rates may indeed hold steady after the next Fed meeting. As a result, the Dow soared almost 139 points on the day. NASDAQ was up almost 19 points. The Dow gained more than 210 points on the week in all. The NASDAQ was up 20 points in the week's trading. When NBC Nightly News continues in a moment this Friday night, how one city is trying to plan for a bird flu epidemic now that the federal government has said, in effect, if it hits, you're on your own. Some of that enthusiasm may owe to the fact that Secretary Rumsfeld is a proud Chicago area native. We'll take another break. When we come back, one man's inspiring effort to get back in the race. In place of our usual Friday series of reports about those who are making a difference, this week we're making an exception because of this weekend's Kentucky Derby. It's a story about the man behind the horse that's a 3-1 favorite. The horse may be unstoppable. His trainer has proven himself to be. He decided long ago a small thing like a wheelchair was not going to stop him. His story tonight from NBC's Roger O'Neill.
It's not the ride he wanted to take to only. For 2 minutes.
It's next up, Kentucky Derby for the
Roger O'Neill, NBC News, Louisville.
And a reminder, NBC Sports coverage of the Kentucky Derby starts tomorrow. That's at 5 Eastern Time. That is our broadcast for this Friday night and for this week. I'm Brian Williams. Thank you for being with us. Have a good weekend. We'll look for you right back here Monday night. Good night.